he is the villain, but he also is the one person who's truthful to Joe's character, which is sort of very interesting, and he's quite charming, and he's eloquent, and he's so it's not just sticking a gun and shooting someone in the face.
Hey, Chris Pratt, right? Gary Spargo? We know each other. I was a couple years ahead of you on your sister's class. I heard something happened to you. So, what was it? Motorcycle accident? If you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious.
It was a car accident. I was driving at night. I hit a combine that was stalled in the middle of the road. Old Route 24.
How does a thing like that happen?
I had the lights off.
Really?
They say I got thrown 90 feet.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. They say?
Well, no, I can't remember any of it.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah, well, I remember right before it and right after it, and I can remember one moment where I thought the medevac was going to land on top of me.
Anybody die?
Yeah, 2 friends.
You doing any time?
No.
Well, but you're doing your time right now, though.
Matthew, playing this character, apparently not from the States, strangely enough. It must be easy to imagine that all Americans are scummy, bloodless, cutthroat killers.
Yeah, it's true.
How do you find yourself getting into that character and coming up with a new accent?
Well, I mean, obviously I read the script when I was over, just after we finished doing Woody Allen film. Doing the press for it in LA. I was like, okay, this is a brilliant script. This is 3-dimensional characters, and it's a fantastic story. I'm never going to be allowed to be involved in this, but maybe I'll get a meeting. So I went and met Scott and auditioned, and that was actually one of the most relaxed auditions, considering I hate auditions, and particularly doing it with an accent and stuff. So I did it, and then he made me come back another 7 times. The bastard. But quite right. I mean, I wouldn't trust a limey, with a really important role in your first directorial affair. But I just always thought he was a great character, and I loved the fact that he was the one who was I gave myself a backstory as well, a very sensitive backstory as to which there's no exposition of that in fact Scott doesn't even know my backstory, because I quite like having those sorts of secrets. I don't think everyone needs to know those sorts of things, and I think it benefits if other characters just don't know.
Can you share a little bit of the backstory?
No. Oh no, God, no! But I'm not going to. If he doesn't know, then there's really no need for anyone else.
Scott, this is your directorial debut, and normally I understand why writers want to direct their own work, but you have written some of the best movies of the past 10, 20 years. You've worked with some of the best directors. What made you think, I've got to go out on my own and do this?
I was bored with myself. I really wanted to have a different creative experience. I was so comfortable, I thought that can't be good. I thought, it can't be good for the creative side, and I wanted to just go out and scare the shit out of myself and see what new person would be born out of that. And so I just really thought I'd gotten too comfortable, and I wanted to just really see if I couldn't try something else. And the other thing, screenwriting, John Gregory Dunn, the late John Gregory Dunn, has this great quote where he says, just wanting to be a screenwriter is like just wanting to be a co-pilot. It's just not very satisfying sometimes, in terms of you're very disconnected from a lot of the process. And I was really craving, I really wanted to be more involved and take the work deeper, yet you hand it over before you get the chance to do that as a screenwriter. And I am the least bitter screenwriter in Hollywood. I had a great time and was very happy. So I wasn't doing it because I was miserable. I was doing it just because I wanted a different challenge.
I definitely grew a sense of gratitude that was deeper than I probably had ever had before. Just because when you get to know somebody who has to struggle just to do things that we all take for granted, like completing a sentence or getting dressed, it did make me stop and say, wow, that's really nice that I can just do that without having to think about it. So that might be the most easily articulatable thing I learned.